Hi guys, this is Bhaskar Very. In the previous video, you've seen how to use the row sampling transformations. In this video, we're going to look into the pivot transformations. To do this, usually we can achieve this using a TSQL statements, but in SSIS, we have one particular transformations to convert the columns into rows. Here we are, if you see the Excel data, we have person name, sales year, sales month, and sales amount. We are going to convert these sales months into the columns data so that it's easy to store the duplicate records here. So let me show you the demo of that. Go to the create a new package, and rename that. And create a OLEDB source connection, and from the connection manager, I've already created, so I'm just going to use the same thing. Drag and drop the DFT, Word trans demo, just some name for that. Okay, so I'm going to drag and drop the OLEDB source into this. That this sales is nothing but it's a sales data where we get. So select the table name. These are the columns which we have. So now we're going to drag and drop pivot, and in this transformations, since it's 2014 I am using, so the version of this is been changed. The graphical user interface is asking pivot key value is the value in the input data from this column will become the new column of the data. So which one so that we want the months to be new, so I'm going to select month and select key pivoted from the output row. The input data must be sorted on this column. So this is nothing but sales here. I want to, based on the years, I want to give pivot value is the sales amount of that. Okay, and one more thing here we have, you need to, the column names you need to specify it here. Okay, so if you go here, we have Jan to December is the 12 months period, so I'll just going to add it in them. So meanwhile I just wanted to, I want a comma separated values. Okay, I got it. So copy this data and paste it here, and you can click on this button saying that generate column now. Generate. Okay, so the data has been generated here, provided output columns. Click on OK, and here right click and show advanced editor. Click on advanced editor, go on the input columns. Here we have not considered the person name. Person name, if you click here, it pass through the just in the output columns. So what we need to do, go to the output columns, and this person name, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remember this lineage ID here. It's a 17, the lineage ID of the person name. I'm going to add one more column for the output because we don't have that column here, and name it as a person name. And the source column where it's coming, the lineage ID of that source column, it was 70. Okay, and one more thing, if you remember here, we can even change the name of this columns here. It's somewhat sales amount, so I'm going to just replace one thing here. And you can see that these values here, based on the the interface which we selected, the pivot usage value will be changing. Okay, this is a pivot group by, and this is a pivot key value, and the sales month is the one which we wanted for the columns to be converted into rows. Okay, this values depends on them. Okay, for the person name, because it's nothing, so I just 0 pass on to the, there's nothing to be done here, person J. Okay, I've just renamed only January and April. If you want to, you can rename the everything if you want here, so that the column name has the same thing here. Okay, this is enough for me just to show you guys. Okay, and here I'm going to use a multicast transformations. I just don't want to load to any table right for time being, so I have loaded into multicast. I'll just enable the data viewer even here and save it and run the package. And now you can see that column value should be converted into rows based on the months and the value which we mentioned in that sales amount value. It's taking some time to run the package. So this is the source data where we pass in that, and this is the data which we receive after 3 records. So the 14 records were the and the, see, this is a person name, and this is the sales year, this is the month, and this is the sales amount where we have here. And one more thing is the renaming of the columns, where I was renaming, because this is the column name we are getting, so to be meaningful I'm just renaming that April, March. Okay, and if you want to check the data, you can check it from here. See, if you see this Raza, the salaries on 2011, the February, the sales amount is 1011. So the person name Raza, and the month is February 2011, and the year is 2011. So this is how the data will be loaded into the destinations if you are loading into that. Thank you for watching, and please do subscribe my YouTube channel.